Hello everyone, how's everyone doing today? Hopefully you all can hear me just fine. Hope you all having a wonderful day. We are back for more Lost and Random today. Hopefully today we'll actually pass the boss, make a little bit of progress. But of course we'll start off working on our little drawing that we started working on last time. Made good progress, got the character all outlined. Um, so I think the goal is to go ahead and get Dicey outlined in the table, and then potentially either work on a rough sketch for a background or play around with shading stuff and getting ready for color. So let's hop right into that. I am excited because I'm actually getting a new drawing tablet soon. And so hopefully that'll make this process a little smoother for me at least. I don't know if you guys notice, but sometimes my my cursor will just slide to the left, and that's because I cracked the screen at some point, and the touch screen of the laptop I'm using kind of broke, I guess, went a little wonky, so I can't use like the left inch of my screen, which is why you can see that much of it not showing. That's why I'm not full screen. And that is also where the power connects, and for some reason it decides to just kind of glitch that out for some reason. I'm just gonna come in here and kind of fix this hand a little bit. I kind of rushed that one a little bit last time. So how's everyone's day been going so far? I've been having a pretty good day. I have a nice new freshly cleaned room, so that's been pretty motivating. Dropped some stuff off today. Enjoyed some relaxation time before hopping on the stream. Ooh, also getting some drawing done. That's awesome, that's awesome. Would love to see it. Can't wait. I am working my way up to getting more drawing done in my personal time, so I'm there with ya. Well, I can't say that hand looks a whole lot better, but we'll leave it there for now. Because I don't want to spend too long on that. I'll go ahead and get Dicey done, and I'm actually going to put this on a new layer. I don't know if I mentioned this last time, but I'm kind of just sticking with a rough, kind of sketchy lining for this piece, just to, you know, save a little bit of time, and also I feel like it kind of fits the style of the game, with it being a little bit of a kind of harsher, rougher style. And if you guys have any questions about what I'm doing, process, feel free to ask. Otherwise, just vibe, listen to some lo-fi with me, and maybe draw a little yourself. I think I want Dicey's outline to be a little bit thicker, just because he's here in the foreground. That way we can kind of separate him from our mess of a hand there. Let's see if I can remember the dots on Dicey. Let me pull up a picture, actually. I know his eyeball is the one. I think the top of him might be a 3. Let me double check that. Reference is always nice for some accuracy. I say as my other dice have no sort of accuracy in their dots. It looks like one side of Dicey has a 4 on his arms, so this looks like it has 4 dots. And then I think the top of him actually has 5 dots. Drawing dots or circles in perspective can be tricky. The main thing to think about is your perspective lines. So in this case, these lines kind of are coming out like this. That's the perspective we have. And so if you think of it this way, our circles would be a little bit more long and a little bit more squat, but kind of at an angle here. If that makes any sort of sense to you guys. Or if you even struggle or want that tip, I don't know if that helped you at all, but it helps me to explain my thoughts. You know, I really like this circle, so I'm just gonna come over here and we'll just copy it. Favorite thing about digital art is you can just be like, yep, and we'll take you and move you over there. Selection layer, and we'll just go ahead and merge those 2 circles with the layer below. And then I'm actually gonna come here and erase everything his arm is covering, just to make it simpler. Perspective we're at, can't quite see that 4th dot. so I think we won't worry about that. The brush I've chosen to kind of line this with has a very textured-y. It's a very textured brush. It's kind of fun to play with, but I don't know how I feel about it, because I don't normally use nearly as textured brushes, but I think I mentioned this last time, but I got a new brush texture pack not too long ago, and I'm still playing with some of the new brushes. I thought these doozles would be a fun way to deal with that. Okay, and then let's figure out these top dots. The angle of this is a little bit more warped here. We'll have, I think that would be the center dot. Make some of these oblong circles. And if you're struggling with making it match up, go ahead and flip the canvas, because I think proportionally wise, these top dots are not lining up with those side dots. Sometimes it helps to get a second perspective, I guess. A second look at it, because sometimes you get too zoomed in on details, and if you're sitting comfortably in a chair and don't want to get up and look backwards, flipping the canvas always helps me to, I guess, look at it separately. And I'm glad you guys like to hear me explain my thought process as I draw, because I'm still fairly new to this. Well, I wouldn't say new to this, but I feel like I still have a lot to learn. Want to improve my art so much, and so talking it out and being like, this is how I see things, and put my thought process out there helps me for when I'm learning, so I can be like, this is how I do it, now how do I change that way of thinking to improve my art, you know? And I think we're gonna show just the littlest hint of dot 5 over there. I think those dots look pretty good. I might shrink that center dot just a little bit more, so it doesn't come nearly as high up. Sometimes it also helps to think of your circles you're drawing in the sense of a square. So if I'm trying to go for this angle, I want to make sure kind of corners of your circle, if your circle had corners, the edges that would touch the square line up with that, so you can see kind of the edges on this circle are a little bit of a different perspective than that other one, and I want that to line up more at this angle. So what I'm gonna do is kind of take this sides in and bring it out in the bottom here. Same thing with this circle down here, and that makes them line up a little bit better. You can also see this line right here is curved a little bit, so that's warping my perspective a little bit, but I think it looks pretty good. Let's go ahead and new layer. We'll add his arm in. Remember to turn off your eraser toggle. A lot of times instead of switching to an eraser brush just because I like the size or the texture of the brush I'm using, I just come up here and turn it onto eraser mode instead of switching to an eraser brush. which can be handy, but then I go to draw and it erases instead. Just something to keep in mind if you're a digital artist, and that I'm sure depends on also the program you use. For anyone wondering, I use Krita, or Krita, however you want to pronounce it, just because it's a free program and it works with what I need for now. I don't work professionally in art yet, and I find these tools work for me well enough. And I also find working and learning basics on something maybe lower quality is easier for me, so that I can see the benefits of better tools and how much it really adds. I feel like I have the same thing with like playing video games. Is I play crappy low quality, it's always lagging or some sort of something, and then I finally lower my settings or make it a higher playable game, get a better console, and I'm like, wow, it's so much easier to play the game now, and I'm glad I built up a skill that now easily transfers over and makes my process easier. Because that's what art is it's a skill you refine and you build, and you can use tools to help enhance your art, but unless you understand how you do your art, those tools only go so far. Digital art reflects your traditional art, even though it's a different medium, because if you don't know how to draw a figure on paper, it's sometimes almost harder to draw a figure on digital, because you're so used to fixing it and adjusting it with the digital tools that you never quite learn how to properly draw a figure in the first place. Okay, got his arm nice and shaded in. I left some of the texture on the dots there. In fact, I might add some more on these ones I went heavily over, but I like the more solid look I have on the arm to kind of separate it, make it a more defined part of the piece, I guess. And we'll finish up these cards. I'm actually gonna bring this card out, because it's not quite making a lot of sense with the way he's holding it. And you know, as you guys watch me doodle and stuff, if you have any fun thoughts or ideas you think I should integrate into my doodle, feel free to shoot them my way. I am down for any feedback, or to add some fun things you guys think I should throw in there, like colors, characters, fun twists maybe. Awesome. I think I'm actually gonna come down to my layer with even on it, and I'm gonna select the dice I made and move that to a new layer so that I can have that be like my general tabletop layer. If you have a hard time keeping track of your layers, I highly recommend naming them. I'm too lazy just because I don't have access to my keyboard. Otherwise, I'd label them a lot more. But my title screen piece you guys actually see actually has all the different layers because I'm animating it, and it's easier for me to keep track of, for sure. But for something like this, I kind of go in layers of back to front, so whatever's on top is going to be my topmost layer. So on here, Dicey's arm is the topmost, then Dicey, then our table, and then our character even. So that's kind of how I keep track of my layers without labeling them. Little tip, I guess. Maybe with the board game, you can have flat tokens / cards that look like the enemies in the game. Ooh, that's a fun idea. Because I kind of have our basic chess piece from the board game battles in the game, but it would be fun to have some enemies on there for sure. I like the idea of maybe cards would be fun, and maybe some little, like, not quite tokens, but like almost like minis, but like the flat cardboard cutout ones, you know? I think would look pretty cute. Maybe we'll have one obstructing our chess piece here. Let's look up a reference for the enemies. Reference is your friend, always and forever, and don't let anyone tell you otherwise, because if you don't know how to draw something, what makes you think you can draw it from the top of your head? I'm actually gonna draw the enemy on a separate layer and then move him over in front of our chess piece, just so I don't get lost. They got big old chunky shoulder blades. Honestly, their design's kind of fun. Very, like, furnace-y, which is an interesting effect for, or enemy, you know, for a game based on cards and stuff. I'm actually gonna reduce my brush size here to get in some of these details. And there, I'm not putting huge effort into my details. Just enough so you can get the idea of what I'm drawing. They kind of got itty bitty legs, which I think are kind of cute, and very skinny arms with like big old chunky gloves. Look at this little guy. Give him some menacing claw hands. This one maybe has a sword in it. Does that look like a sword enough to be sword enough? And then I'm just gonna kind of go around the outside of him. And then give him like circular base. What do you guys think? Does that look enough like a game piece? Maybe I'll make the kind of chess piece a little bigger to counter it, because I feel like if we make this guy smaller, we'll kind of lose what little detail we have on him. I kitty. I'll move him just right up here just so that him and the chess piece are interacting, but he's not quite covering it either. And then take out the part of the chess piece that is blocked by him, and then we'll make it a little bit bigger. Oh. Looks like I did those pieces on the wrong there. Wow, I wish I could draw things centered instead of skewed like this. But that's what flipping the canvas is for. Kind of looks like a dancy little candle flame. And you know, if you want perfection in your fine details, that's when you spend more time on it. And these drawings are just meant to be a fun little filler. Let everyone join. Welcome to the stream. We're just working on some little lost and random doodles for the beginning bit. We're actually just about done with the beginning of this and hop on the game soon. Reduce the size of my eraser here and erase all of the arm that's behind it, and I think we'll just roughly sketch out the table and call it there for the day. If you ever want to not worry about drawing over something, always make it a new layer so you don't mess up any of your drawings already there, and you can come back and erase the points you need to. So for the table, erase all places where it's colliding. Mostly in the arms here. Whoa. Reduce our brush size down a little more so we can go back to detailed. And we'll just come draw in these circles for our chess piece to move along. And I think that'll wrap up our outlines for the piece. Try and make them a little more consistent than the rough I have under them. Have it lead off so it looks a little bit more. Once again, kind of darken the outline so we can show that the dice here is in front of where that circle is, maybe even attach it or detach it a little bit there. So that we can have a clear separation between the two. Makes it a little bit easier to read. A lot of sense and make kind of action lines here for where the dice came from. Voila! that's looking pretty good. I think I might, next time, come in with a little bit more shading before I hop straight into color. Maybe outline even here a little bit more. Give her character a little bit more of an outline. But I think we're looking pretty good. Let's see how it looks if we take out our rough underlayer there. Yeah, I like that. I'm just gonna quickly add in our horizon line. And I think we are done with our rough undersketch after that. I'm actually gonna go over it just a touch to lighten it up. The further back something it is, the lighter it's going to be, so that, because just the atmosphere and looking through stuff further away. So if you're trying to give off a sense of distance in a drawing, I recommend lightening your outlines in the background. Okay, I think that's looking pretty good. Pretty good place to leave off. So let's go ahead, get everything plugged in so that we can hop in to our game and pick up where we left off, fighting Royam, the evil mayor of Two Town. So just give me a minute to transition to that. And pop the game open. We'll stop our lo-fi going here. Last time we were really struggling with our boss battle against Royam, so I think what we're going to do when we hop into the game is to reconfigure our deck a little bit, see if we can get that to maybe a better loadout, maybe a more healing based one, and hopefully that'll help us to defeat him. We're also fresh and new to it, so we won't be rushing it like our last attempt. We've gotten so close every time, within literally a hit or two of defeating him. But sadly, in doing that, we also were a hit or two away from death. Alrighty, game's just about open. Perfect. We'll switch you guys over so you can see what I'm doing. How's that game audio for everyone? Sound pretty good? Is it too loud, too quiet? Sounding good, that's good, that's good. Alrighty, we are in and we are ready to play. Oh, wrong button. Let's check out what we have in our deck. We've got 2 health elixirs, 2 swords, Uma's Embrace, Lucky Draw, Bow of 1, Bomb, Dice Wheeler's Boon, Blacksmith's Blink, Hammer of 2, Double or Nothing, Crystal Curse. I think we're gonna pull out the Blink and the Double or Nothing, just because the Blink's not really working for us, and the Double or Nothing is high risk. Let's see. Healing Bell might be super good for that last round. So I think I might put that in, and then if we get it earlier, maybe tag it so it is there when we need it. I believe that's the only other healing option we have, except for Uma's Embrace. So we'll pop another one of those in as well, because they cost 0. 15 out of 15. I think that's pretty good. You guys ready to hop back in and fight, Royam? Cross your fingers, wish me luck. We'll go ahead and play the cutscene again for you guys. Oh, hold on. I just realized my cursor's on the screen. How awkward.
Oh, hello there, Even, you little monster.
Royam.
You come here into a town full of strangers, and the first thing you do is destroy my beautiful moon. Oh, Even.
For those of you who've not
made
met
me
Royam,
very
I
angry.
recommend going and watching my last
Just give me
stream.
the eyes.
He's by far one of my favorite
These eyes?
characters.
You want me to give them
Plus,
to you?
really all of the
I'm not
members
giving you
we've met
anything,
of
child.
Two-Town
But you
are all
promised.
super
When
fun.
I gave you rhymes, you said I earned them. And
Oh, you have earned something. Take a deep breath, Even, because it's the last thing you'll ever take from anyone.
Hear me out, guys. We fail again, we'll do a whole no breathing run.
Girl, you're going to lose.
Hold our breath the whole time.
Because I rhyme tight when I follow my
That's what I'm saying, upside down spooky spook man.
personified force of
He
creativity.
Gives me such Snatcher vibes, and I've been telling everyone. I should pay attention to the rhymes he's saying.
Say that.
But,
Quiet.
Same vibes, where
robbing
he's
me
like so
of my
cool, but also
rhymes
totally using
before
them,
I
but you
get
left
to
him
them.
anyways.
Only I may ride this lyrical flow. Got it? Crush.
Crush her. Were these fences always here, y'all? Hold on. Oh, apparently not. He just destroys all of them. Go, Dicey. Got me there. We got a full hand. Okay. Not a whole lot we can really use here. I'm gonna save that one, I think. We'll go double shields. And I mean, since we have it, we'll heal up to full health. I was kind of hoping for a weapon. But we'll take what we got. Go get him, Dicey. And we just gotta watch for his attacks. I'm glad for the invincibility frames there, because I definitely dashed too soon. But sometimes it just doesn't trigger my dashes, so maybe it's just the animation's a little lagged behind the hitboxes or something. Go get him, Dicey. Full hand! Alright, looks like we definitely got some weapons here this time. We are definitely gonna use this to reduce those. I think we're gonna use the bomb. Oh, I want to tag these, but I'm gonna tag the healing bell. Because now we have a free healing bell. We'll go in with the bomb. Where's he go? I totally dashed there, y'all. Thank goodness for these shields. The timing on those is really off. Alrighty. Shield for sure. Sword for sure. And then I'm not gonna use our lucky draw because it's not gonna do us much good anyways. Yeah, we're gonna go for it. Alright, on to the next phase. Let's go.
All right.
Rhyme
Time
battle.
to I hope your loved
Loved
ones
ones
are ready to cry.
Because you're
Because in a few
about to
moments,
die.
dang it, that is good.
I'm going to be skipping most of his dialogue just because we went through a lot of it last time. I hate the birds, they're so hard to reach with the sword. Oh, and there goes our shield. Rusty on the combat today, guys. I'm actually gonna turn my sensitivity up just a bit so it's easier to aim. And now my mouse is back on screen. And let's go. Give me some weapons. Did we untag our healing ballast? Oh, that's right. The rain battles untags everything. Shoot. Okay. I'm gonna save this. If it does it every round. Anyways, I'm gonna put the healing bell down. Just because we're probably gonna lose that anyways. Jump attack him. Oh, the healing bell just goes for it. That's cool. Okay then. Do I have to shoot the healing bell? I'm confused. Maybe I should have read it first. No, we just have to stay within the bell. That's fine. I'm gonna focus this guy and hope we can get arrows next time. Ouch. Oh, full length. Let's go. Alrighty. Not arrows, but this will work quite nicely. I'm gonna save the bomb, I think. And that's what we can do. Let's see if I can hit this bird from the ground. What? How did that not? Well, that sucks, because the other one goes under the ground. God. Take that, bird. I love this healing though. It lasts a lot longer than I expected. It it's kind of obnoxious that it travels all around. But that might be nicer in the
To me,
last
you're just
scene.
an annoying butt, and my robots are gonna tear out your...
Guts. Yes, your guts. That's exactly what I was looking for. We're gonna get that extra one. Place the bomb down here. Get an extra sword for when that one runs out, and we're just gonna deal all the damage to this guy. Boom. Gotta wash his hands. Time to dash out of there.
Let's see
Riddle
how
time!
you handle this one. You thought you were a knight, but you're a knave. And I'm gonna send you to an early death
Death
hole.
hole. I mean, just assume all of the
I
rhymes
was
he
getting there. I
is
was
saying
gonna get there
are
in
gonna
1
involve
second.
death, because, you know, boss battle and all that. What do you guys think? Does it feel like I'm doing better this round? Ah, there goes my shield. Love that. Oof. I'm gonna focus this guy so I don't have to worry about dodging his attacks. Make it easier on myself. Dodge through you, good sir. Oh, it's lagging a little bit. Frames. Oh, did I run out of my sword? When did that happen? How did that not break your crystal? Go get him, Dicey. My frame rate dropped like crazy. What is happening? Okay, well, always go for a shield, because that's been super helpful. We'll use one of these and the health potion just because we can. And the sword, and we might as well pin that one for later. Time to just wail on this guy. I was kind of hoping we could, like stun lock him there. That's fair enough. We're back in it. Our dodging on point. Oh, I lied. How is he not dead? I thought for sure. Oh, it's our weapon instead. That's what that animation was.
Get him, Dicey! Let's go!
Did Dicey just smack him on his way over? That was hilarious.
Dicey!
Can we do that again?
Over here!
You guys, that trips them up. I love that.
Get him, Dicey!
Let's use that, dude. Shield once again. I don't need to heal, so I'll just keep that. And waiting for now. Give it a good old smackaroo.
I'll try to not let it go to my head that I am the reason you'll soon be resting in peace.
Dead! How are you so bad at this?
There goes that sword. Oh. Wow, my aim is. Oh, and there goes that shield. Thank goodness for those shields, you guys, because the timing on his hands are tricky. Very tricky. Alright, I believe... Oh, this isn't the final phase, is it? Do I use the healing bell just in case? Because I'll lose it anyway. Let's reduce everything. I think I will use the healing bell because I think I'll just lose it anyways. And give him, oh, don't walk towards the explosion healing bell.
This is the rhyme
Coming to
that's
us.
going
How
to end
perfect.
your time here in Random. My parents wanted me to be a goat herd. Silence!
Oh, this was the final phase. Thank goodness for the healing bell. Oh, jeez. Okay, go get him, Dicey. Ooh, good dodge, good dodge.
Come on, get off!
Sweep all the other people off their feet. Oh, incoming. Whoa. It's hard to fill up my dice in this round, you guys. Because to pause and aim, the enemies get so close to you. And you're a lot more likely to get hit. Dicey, get the
I
energy.
hope
Ouch.
people won't think you're too shoddy when they discover.
You're a dead body. I love how it keeps talking when I freeze time. Okay, another shield. Let's go. Double shields. Let's go. I think we're just gonna focus him like last time because he's just smacking these guys down anyways. And I think that's the right play. I wish we had a power up so we could get more swords, but it's fine. Dodge the bird. Dodge the hand. Get a couple more hits in. Dodge the hand again. Get out of there. We're gonna dodge the hand and then dash straight at him. Giving you guys a play-by-play because, you know, just in case you don't see what's happening in front of your eyes. The enemies are here. We're gonna bail. Wait for him to do a full arm sweep. Dash through. Oh. We're gonna rush him. Oh shoot. There go our shields. Oh, there goes our sword. Get in there, Dicey. Dicey, go. Dicey, go. Full hand. Full hand. Throw, 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 throw. Whew. That's like exactly where we died last time, guys. Yes, cheaper stuff. And yes, I want some arrows. And yes, I'll take the potion and this healing bow. Alright guys, you ready for this shot? Straight to the face. Oh. How did that? I thought that was... Ow, bird. I got greedy again. I got greedy again. Luckily, we have a healing bow.
No, I won't go
Still
back.
bouncing around.
I can't go back.
We did it! Ooh. Let's go with the attitude we built up in last episode. You know, our alter ego. Don't ask us for help because we don't care. I like how all of the last ones rhyme, so we can really choose what attitude we want. Convenient, the eyeballs fell out of his face and rolled straight at us.
Back you go, my friend.
Bye, Royal. See you later. It's a shame, really. He was my favorite character. Are the eyeballs sentient? Two sides of the
The
same.
colossal and terrifying upside-down mayor was now stored inside a different and nicer mayor's head. Even and Dicey had done an excellent job.
An
And
excellent
I
job.
was doing an
indeed.
excellent job narrating it. Not that they'd ever realize.
Yeah, keep talking yourself up, Mr. Narrator. I'm honestly surprised we survived that, Dicey. Actually, if you don't mind, I do have a few questions about... How much can you actually fit inside yourself? There's a world in there? What if we put another dice inside there? Oof, sounds like they'd explode. For all its problems, I think I like the world unexploded too. Were you always this great at battle? You can fight because of me? But I'm just throwing you. Oh, I should have done I'm just rolling with the punches. The queen will be fierce when she finds out. Let's agree we're both great at breaking the Queen's Giant board game. Are you ready for Threedom, Dicey? He sounded hesitant there. Imagine a war that's been going on for that long. Okay, Dicey, let's
Even
move
was
on.
learning the world was even stranger and more threatening than in the stories her mother told her. But she was also learning that she didn't have to face it completely alone.
Heck yes. Do you ever get sad, Dicey? It reminds me of Critical Role, where he's like, do you ever think about death? If you guys don't listen to Critical Role, I recommend it, but it's also a lot to commit to, I guess. So go read the recaps, they're fun. You're one heck of a jack in the box, Dicey.
Now, all Even and Dicey had to do was return the eyes to Seymour. With his vision restored, he'd be able to give Dicey his third pip, which would be all they needed to open that infernal, mysterious gate to Three Town.
Woo. I love these one-sided conversations with Dicey, but they could use some, like, music in the background or something. They're a little bit dull. Those are terrifying. Two large googly eyes belonging to Seymour, the Pipnician. They're pretty squishy.
They'd made it. Even and Dicey had survived.
We
and what's more,
survived.
defeated Royam, the dark side of the mayor.
A shame
But
indeed.
the journey was far from over. Sorry, oh, be quiet now. Yeah, I just get so carried away sometimes.
Be quiet, huh?
It's just so exciting being a storyteller, you know?
Oh, I'm sure, I'm
Okay,
sure.
okay. Now, I'll be quiet.
I will long miss Royam's long skitters through the city that are absolutely terrifying. A sight to behold. Once again, go check out that stream if you don't know what I'm talking about. They're hilarious.
It is good to be whole once again.
But I was about to end
Even
that
so.
monster for you.
He is still a part of me, just one that had grown beyond control. Furthermore, I think I've learned mediocre poetry. Thank you for your help, even.
Have you? I don't understand,
You
Mr. Mayor.
will one day, I think. You've got a good head on your shoulders. He says hello, by the way, even. He says he hopes to see you again, very soon.
Me too, Mayor. Me too. It's been a very strange time being
It's
here.
been a very strange time for us here too, even. But in saving us, you become an inextricable part of that. Wherever you go, a small part of Two Town now goes with you. And strange is good.
So many life lessons from the mayor. Tell me more about Roy.
He's a part of me, and I can't just throw that away.
It's fair.
Even, may I give you some advice?
No. Okay.
Don't ignore your dark side. It's a part of you that festers if you don't address it. And in the right hands, it can have some productive uses.
Interesting. What are you gonna do with Royam then? I guess be more confident. You're going to stand up to the
I'll
queen
represent
now?
the people of my town. I'm shutting down the moon building project. It's the least I can do. From there on, we shall see.
What's going to happen to Two Town
We
now?
move forward as a united city. There's more than one path ahead of us. But the people of this great town have always been good at dealing with multiplicity.
It's fair. Are people still going to be split in two like you and Royam were?
As time goes forward, we'll all merge back together. We'll still have split personalities, but that's an advantage. Everyone has a better half. Every half can do something the other can't. Every half helps the other half out.
That's kind
It's the
of harsh to the worst
two-town
half of
way.
you. There's always a better half. It's like that'll start a fight between your two halves. Goodbye, Mr. Mayor.
Goodbye, even. You will always have my thanks.
Tell Royam he was great.
And so,
Hot.
even when
Ooh, double or nothing. Oh, I get it. Two sides, a good side, a bad side.
to give Seymour his eyes back, I'm positive he was dying to make eye contact with his pupils once again. And wait a minute.
Cringe.
Oh dear. These are terrible. I'll edit them out later.
More side quests? What do you got
Thank
for
you
me,
again
Jord?
for your assistance. It was eminently logical, which is, of course, the highest compliment possible to give. Please come back to visit me in the future. It turns out that one can get quite lonesome here without him. And it further turns out that the most logical among us can be surprised by that.
Aw, I feel bad for taking Jared away. Why is there still... Oh, sorry, didn't mean to do that, Dice. Come back. Can I not talk to you from this side? I want to talk Jord face to face. Why is there... I'm confused. Rip to Jared. Let's see what cards we can get.
I've got cards to trade. Don't you want to follow suit? I know you do.
You know I do, Manny Dex. Why can't I talk to people? Fine, I'll do plot or whatever. It's fine. Oh, there we go.
Hey, what happened? I heard a ruckus.
Long story. But I've got your eyes, Seymour.
Oh, my peepers and weepers. Oh, I've missed you so much. Much better. And as for those pips, if you don't mind, it just takes a
Peepers
little
and weepers.
precision, the utmost finesse, and boom.
That thing's
Done.
dead.
Good as new, little buddy.
Thank you for repairing my friend,
Hey,
Seymour.
my pleasure. Thank you for helping me properly see again.
You're welcome, bud.
Not everyone would have done what you did, and old Seymour here will never forget that. So, what are you gonna do now?
Going to roll a 3 over at that giant
The
door for
old one
starters.
step at a time approach, eh? Well, that's a healthy way to approach the unknown. Well, I wish you well on your next adventure. And if I could give you some semi-solicited advice,
Sure.
every roll of the dice matters, but not every roll counts.
What? That's weird and cryptic.
Isn't it, though? And so fun. Bye, even. I'll miss you, but I'm sure we'll see each other again in far-off places.
Sounds like foreshadowing. Thank you. Dicey upgraded. Aw, look at the boy. See more upgraded Dicey. So roll 3. Now Ethan should be able to open the gates to freedom. Will it let me talk to Manny Dex now? Oh, I forgot there was a run button, guys. Oh, we are broke, fam. We have no money whatsoever to our name. Is the broken question mark still there? Do you think we can go resolve that yet? Okay then. Enjoy your problems, Jared. Let's roll the dice. Putting.
The girl was a long way from home, about to enter the land of 3.
Hold
Who
on, why
knew
is there
what
2
adventures
dice?
awaited her there? The answer is me. I do. I'm the narrator. But for Even and Dicey, the adventure was just beginning.
Loaded in an
Even's
extra
sister was still out there,
character
somewhere,
spring.
lost in random.
That, my friends, is the difference between a cutscene animation and a playable character model. Through the 3 heads there watching. That's such an intimidating tip. I don't know if I would even count that as a tip. Minecraft. Oh. Oh? What is happening? Are we in another dream? Are we, like, sleepwalking? No talking this time. Oh! Dicey, what happened to you? You're getting chunky, buddy. Oh, yes, that's just Dicey's other 2-town half. You right. Oh, look at the little mouse, you guys. He's so cute. What you're saying is Dicey's other half is all-powerful and ever-growing. I mean, he does have a whole world inside of him. Maybe this is like whole like TARDIS death thing where the outside or the inside starts leaking to the outside. I'm sure it's more symbolism and the weight of death of the dice. The weight of your actions.
Home, I guess.
Odd, huh?
Don't touch that!
Somebody's angry. Oh, Dice is in the half was the one left in the cutscene. Makes sense.
Never touch it again.
You know, could be both. But what is this model of Sextopia even for? Why do you have it?
I have it because I desire it, Odd. You're 12. There are things you don't understand yet.
Wow, okay then.
Anyway, forget it. Because I have
it 'cause I
something
want
for you,
it.
Odd. Something special.
I don't want a gift from you.
That rudeness. That's your Wano origins showing. Don't worry. We'll break you of that yet. And it's not a gift. It's something to be earned. But for now, go on, try it. I had it made just for you.
What is it? What is it? Oh. We get a fancy bird mask. Bit of whispers in our ears. I don't think that's a good thing. Sprinting, something I always forget. Game Master. Blacksmith's Blink. The Queendom of Random is divided into 6 wards, one for each side of her 6-sided dice. Makes me wonder if it was like always 6 wards, you know? Definitely not ominous. Why would it be ominous?
Above even was one of the Queen's royal spiders, the kind that had taken away Odd on that terrifying night.
Love how we're just
They were the
napping outside of
collectors
the
of
road.
children who were to become Sixers.
Convenient, it's heading to Freedom. Same direction
Come on,
we're
Darcy!
heading.
We can't let it get away!
Are we chasing it? I guess that would make sense if
Hurry! She's in our sights!
we're going after our
Not
sister
today,
and not
spider monster.
specifically Freedom. But what if there's money things to shoot?
You! Wait! Wait!
Come back, ghost of random past. I knew it. Don't think I'm gonna just run past that game. Listen, traumatic cutscene. I can see the shooty thing, right? Oh, I see what
See
you're
those
looking at.
robots?
There's giant robots in the background.
What do you mean you've seen bigger?
Dicey, what have you seen? Well, we've lost the trail of the ghost, but you know, we're making some bank. Last time we visited, oh, there she goes. Or he goes, there it goes. Oh, stuck on a ledge. But the last time we visited, Manny was pitiful, so the more money, the better. Wow, everything really being ruined down here. Ominous trench we're gonna just hop over. Hi, ghost friend. Does no one else see you? Are you invisible?
I always knew I was a Sixer at heart. I knew! I'll do all sorts of important work for the Queen, while Bernard mops the floor.
Hey, where is Bernie?
Bernard is gone!
A Sixer child is missing! I repeat,
How did they both manage to be Sixers?
It's Bernie! From back home! Of course we should help him. He'll be eaten alive out here.
Look at that little hustle.
The spider seemed impossible to get into at the moment. Oh, but perhaps Bernie would know how to get to her sister. Even knew...
Come on! We've got to find him!
Oh, yes, yes. Time was of the essence. I was done anyway.
Can we go up these stairs? Yes, but to no avail. I see some side quests in the distance. Look how epic those look. Giant mecha robot wars.
Freedom was a district tearing itself apart in a three-way civil war. murdered father. 3 siblings, each suspecting the other of the deed.
So the king was
Giant
murdered.
battle droid. Given
All
to
the
each by
siblings are like,
queen to
it's your
settle the matter.
Double hit.
All bets are off when you've got a new card from old Manny Dex.
Manny Dex, where? Behind us. Let's see how much money we actually gained from these bots. Ooh. Enough for at least one more guard.
Oh, hello. You've made it to 3-Town, have you? Be careful here. Those triplets don't mess around. But then again, that just gives you 3 good reasons to buy some cards, eh?
Manny Dex, what are you doing
I
here?
could ask you the same thing.
That's fair.
But now we're both here, and that means one thing. Let's trade cards!
Deal. Card trading's great. But how did you manage to get
Let
to
me answer
2-town?
that question with a question. Who could possibly dwell on the past when we've got cards in the present? So,
Another fair
let's
point.
trade, shall we?
180. Ooh, what do we want? The healing bells are kind of fun. Let's go for a healing bell. Another golden pin! Heck yes! Alright guys, hazard, hazard, or damage. Hazards, you know, seems like the obvious choice because there's 2. But I feel like we could use more damage points. Hazard, huh? Let's go with the middle one. Oh, more bombs. Ooh, what is this new card? Acid Cannon. An old cannon from the No Dice War enters the game, shooting acid arrows. It is removed from play after 30 seconds. That's kind of cool, so we can just place it down and it'll shoot some of those. Gosh dang it. Why did we spend all of our monies? Just kidding, we wouldn't have unlocked that without doing that. Give me a sec here, guys. I'm trying to untangle a cord. My phone is losing battery. And I need it to stay alive so that I can read your guys' chats. Alright, 1 second, guys. Alrighty, we're back. Phone is charging. That's all the cards we can use for now. Let's go get some side quests.
I'm noble, you understand.
Ah, yes,
Most of us here are.
Reginald Dalvio III.
This bell belonged to my
Reginald
family,
Dalvio.
don't you know? It still does, I suppose.
I suppose. What a weird thing to own.
Everything's owned by someone. I'm noble, you understand. Heck, most of us here are.
I don't really care about nobility.
You're the only one here like that, I assure you. It belonged to the triplets, and before then, it belonged to the Lord or King of Freedom, before his murder.
Gasp. You knew the king, you know the triplet?
Just so. But I'm a distant relative, far enough to stand outside the daily battles and to not choose a side.
It's fair.
You know, I have another distant relative, a cousin of mine, that I haven't heard from in some time. Not since this cursed Civil War started. Last I heard, she was in the Duke's garden, playing nobility, eating cakes, I suppose. If I could see her again, I'd tell her that I miss her. That's all. It's silly, but you never think of the people you care about until they're no longer in your life.
That's fair.
And it would do my heart good to know that she knows I do miss her. But it's too dangerous for me to go stumbling around a battlefield. Please excuse me.
Why? Because you're royalty.
If I could see her again, I'd tell her that I miss her. That's all. It's silly, but you never think of the people you care about until
Let's check out this big old tall bell.
Protect the king! Protect the king! He's in danger! We have to...
Who's Nishka? Hello. Well, I tried doing something, it did not work. Are you Nishka? No. Hello, what's your name? What are you doing, child? It's a war zone past here. I can't let you in. Children have died here. Children like you. Big dude. That's harsh. Just look the other way. Ha! No. I was created to look the right way in order to protect children from literal war zones. Once the Colossuses move again, I'll be needed, but until then, I remain in the way of little children like you. Wouldn't you want him stationed when they are moving? Because that's, you know, when the war's happening.
Children. But even suspected she could carve out a place for her there. With her dice.
It looks like
by her
Dicey's
side.
hiding behind us. Sounds like a teapot in the distance.
Protect the king! Protect the king! He's in danger! We have
Fascinating. Fascinating. Greetings. I'm doing a survey for the Upper Class Gazette. Do you have a moment?
Sure I do.
Splendid, splendid. I have only one question. Who do you think started this war, turning our lord, their father's castle, into a battlefield? Surely you know the story of the three siblings.
Oh, the three siblings.
Who
Yes,
do
of
you
course.
think did it? Who do you think killed their father and started this bloody civil war?
None of them.
None of them? None of them? Oh, I've never heard such an opinion before. It's bold. It's direct. It's quite possibly insane. I'll write it down right here in my survey.
I can't tell if he's like offended or like actually interested. I actually want to
Greetings.
hear
I'm doing
about.
a survey for the Upper Class Gazette. Splendid, splendid. I have only one
Let's pretend I
question.
don't know
Oh,
about
what
the
fun.
siblings.
Yes, let's. So, since you're hearing this for the first time, let me tell you about the three siblings involved. There's the paranoid Count up in High Bet Haven to the west. The soft and coddled Duke living in Fogwash Garden to the north, and the duty-bound and tough-as-heck Baroness living out east on Wildcard Hill. Who do you think did it? Who do you think killed their father and started this bloody civil war?
All of them.
Well, that's the sort of opinion that'll make nobody like you. My word, what an opinion indeed.
Well, nobody likes you, sir. You look like you're about to rob someone.
Why'd you ask, stranger? What's your motivation in all of this?
He's a friend in trouble and I'm worried.
Oh, how heartbreaking for you. How tragic, you poor child.
So, have you actually seen any kids running around?
Oh, heavens no. That sort of thing wouldn't interest me at all. Good grief, spying on people. I make a point of not remembering anyone I see in public. Privacy is very important to me, you understand. What with that paranoid count demanding full reports of everything everyone does every day and all.
So you won't remember
I promise
when you
it,
say
stranger.
if Nanny Fortuna asks?
Find them. Let none who attack the king.
Are you Nishka?
None of them. The attack has begun. The king must be saved.
Hello, Nishka. Which king? I thought he was killed.
What? Identify yourself, stranger.
I'm Even. What's your name?
I am Nishka, and I used to protect somebody important, I think. A ruler, maybe? Before the war.
The king you mentioned, is that who you used to protect?
Oh, Even, you sweet child. You can't keep clinging to the past. The king's dead and gone now for years, don't you remember?
I don't, Nishka.
What? How did you know my name?
It was a lucky guess.
A lucky guess? About what? What were you guessing about? The king! Protect the king from danger!
Will do, Nishka. She's gone crazy.
I can't wait to get back home. But I can't get back home without knowing the way. Or can I? Oh, hey, mister. Do you know the way to one... oh, wow. You want a hug? Okay.
Wow, it's pretty cold in here and dark too.
Candy. We know Bernie must be here if there's candy. Hello, ma'am. Hello, sir. Kind of look like the town crier from the town over. He had a little bit of personality issues. Classic two-town, you know? Don't mind me, ma'am, or sir. Excuse me, have you seen any kids?
I thought I saw one running around here recently. A young lad, boxy clothing.
That's my friend. Where is he now?
Can't rightly say, unfortunately. But you'd better find him quick before the Shadow Man does.
The Shadow Man. Who is this Shadow Man?
Everyone knows about the Shadow Man, child. Especially children out all alone.
You're right. I totally know who you're talking about. You guys remember that? Excuse me, sir. The painting our mom did of the Shadow Man. It was pretty snazzy. Hello, sir. Ha! I knew it. You wouldn't just put an alleyway and not have a way for me to get more money. Hello, sir. Sir. Excuse me, have you seen a kid around?
Kids never run around here unsupervised. That's what the Shadow Man ensures.
Have you seen a boy yay high in a 6-star uniform?
All I know is that if a kid's missing, the Shadow Man's probably got him.
Rip, dude. Everyone seems to fear him.
As well they should. You should be afraid, child.
You've got a fly problem, sir. Objective. Excuse me, have you seen any kids?
Leave me alone. I'm busy.
I'm busy too, trying to save a
Good
child.
luck with that, stranger. If there's a kid running around unattended, the Shadow Man probably has him by now.
Wow, thanks. What do you mean by has them?
You really are in over your head.
I know you know how to find the Shadow Man. Tell me.
You are clever, but I don't know him. Nobody does. If you stay a spell, all Margarine Took can tell you about him.
Please do.
The Shadow Man. He was born in the time of the First Nightmare, and he lives on to this day. But not like you or I. He lives in the walls of Mulgrew Alley. And he can always see you, but you can only see him when it's dark. Snuff out the lights in Mulgrew Alley, and you'll find him there, waiting. But be warned, child. It may be the last thing you see.
Rip, dude. So he's a ghost.
If he were merely a ghost, we wouldn't be having this conversation. Goodbye. I do not think we will see each other again.
Okay. Just writing me off to my death there, huh? Is this streetlight terminal?
You want to know about the Shadow Man?
Sure do, Trace.
You want to know about the Shadow Man?
Yes, I would.
The Shadow Man comes when night eats day. He'll come and take your child away. And you might cry, and you might pray. But the Shadow Man comes when night eats day.
Isn't that the same line? Okay, thank you.
He don't like shine, and he don't like sun. He'll come out the walls when the daylight's done. Snuff out Mulgrew Alley's lights. Then you best run, for the last night of the Shadow Man has begun.
Thanks, I think.
Sounds to me like you're fixin' to go see him. I wouldn't
Possibly.
thank me just yet. You want to know about the Shadow Man?
Everyone just be eavesdropping here, man. Wow, look how big this candy's as big as my face, dude. Well, there's nothing here, so I guess we're going to the light district. Would you guys eat a candy that's as big as your face? Maybe not all in one sitting, but like slowly nibble at it, probably rot your teeth out. This looks like a trap. Dicey goes down. That's Dicey. Whoa. Fuck. Dicey, stop.
Even suddenly felt like she was being watched. To tell you the truth, I did too.
Y'all hear something? I may die eating it, but it's worth it. Oh, oh. Oh. Oh! This is not terrifying at all. Look at
Are you the
Hey.
Shadow Man?
I have many names, little one.
Okay, fair
Look at
enough.
those hips.
Have
Those
you
hips
seen
don't
a little
lie.
boy? About yay high?
About my height.
This one?
Oh, wow, even is that you?
Sup,
I'm
Bernie?
so glad to see you. Can you believe that I'm stuck?
Let him out!
I don't think that's how zippers work. Unless he velcros shut, maybe? What are you?
Haven't you heard the bedtime
That's so aggressive in my ears.
I'm what goes bump in the night.
He's actually
I'm what
terrifying.
comes for children when they roam a little too far from home.
And I've seen this before.
This is what I do. Or what I used to do anyway. Before this silly war.
Let Bernard
He's
go.
mine now. I won't be letting him go. I believe you'd call that leverage.
Leverage. Please just give him to me.
No. No, I'm afraid that's not what I do. But I would be willing to trade.
To trade. Skip the pleasantries. What will you skip? What will you trade for Bernie?
And I suspect nothing you can bring me.
I'm tougher than I look.
That remains to be seen.
His eyeballs are
But perhaps you're right. I want the same thing all of us want here. Peace.
really.
I want the Triplets War to end.
No offense, but you don't strike me as the peace and flowers type.
No, I'm not. I'm the creature that moves in the dark type.
Got that much, thanks.
People only truly fear things that move in the dark during peace. During war, they are surrounded by greater threats all day long. And so nobody fears the Shadow Man anymore.
I don't know, a lot of people were terrified of you.
And they have overindulged, forgotten me. If you want me to give you Bernard, then I want you to change that.
You want me to end this war? How?
I don't care how. I don't care about anything even, except being feared by everyone again.
There's a leg shot, though.
I've watched you.
Look at those crinkly
I
eyes.
know you're a dice wielder.
Stalker. How do you know this is a dice?
I've been around for centuries even. I know more than your mortal world has forgotten.
Look at his fingers
You
wiggle.
alone carry the power to affect the arenas and those giant robots. Figure it out, or you will never see your precious Bernard or any other child I choose to take again. Without peace, there will be no boy, no hope, and you will never see your sister again.
Don't bring my sister into this. How do you know about Odd?
There are currently more important questions at stake.
My face doesn't look angry enough.
Bernie's fate rests on your tiny shoulders.
Tiny indeed.
My hunger won't be held at bay forever.
Are you like slowly digesting him?
To save Bernard from the wretched Shadow Man, even had to end Threedom's civil war. It was a hard
Easy.
task, an impossible task, but she wasn't going to let her friend die. The first thing she needed was information. Perhaps some of the locals would be willing to share what they knew.
sneak back here. Alright, did I get stuck back here? Oof. There we go. There's Nishka again, going off. It sounds like she's constantly
That poor
coming
woman,
right behind me.
completely mad.
Oh,
Have
you
you
good?
seen Nishka? That poor woman, completely mad.
It's true. Poor Nishka. You good, Nishka?
You, I remember you. We've spoken before, haven't we?
I'm impressed. Earlier today, Nishka, we spoke about the king of this land.
No,
remember?
I don't remember much, and I'm sorry. What did you want?
Tell me, Nishka, how did this war start?
Oh, with the children. The 3 children. Well, something happened.
I'm sure. Did one of the triplets murder
There were
the king?
sounds from his chambers. Was someone with him? I was his bodyguard, and I ran to look, and he was supposed to be sleeping, but...
You've lost so much.
I'm sorry, It was such a shame, such a... I'm sorry, I forgot what we were talking about. Hello? Do I know you?
Could you remember
I'm
something that
sorry.
could help stop
I'm
this
afraid... I'm afraid that these days I don't remember things as well as I used to. I have moments where I can see things so clearly, and then... Poof. But there have been times where an object reminds me of things, holding an important artifact that reminds me of a person, or an event. That could bring it all back. Can you find these objects for me? One for each triplet. That could bring it all back. Oh, and if you could find the murder weapon that killed the king, I could remember that too. I feel certain of it.
How do I know what the murder weapon is? If I brought you the objects, that would help you remember who the king murdered.
What's that you say?
Go make
The
food.
king
Go
was
enjoy your food.
murdered. Oh,
Make it tasty.
whoa. I was supposed to protect him. I was. Oh, if only I could remember.
Poor Nishka, indeed. Having amnesia blocks based on trauma. Some sort of PTSD. Does that cause amnesia blocks? Some sort of heavy trauma based something. I'll return to you with those 4 things, Nishka. 4 objects is a lot to find in that battlefield, but that's all I have to go on. Dang!
That platform reminds me. I'm supposed to warn travelers about something. I'm supposed to say something very, very important. Oh well, it's probably fine, and we should all stop worrying about it.
Does her walker have spikes on it, dude? I love how she conveniently just rips up this thing. Do we have enough money for another card? Heck yes we do. Let's get one of these poison toads. Love it. Let's go, Dicey. A 3. What does the 3 mean? Keep going. Straight in the eyeball. Weak attack. These robots aren't doing a lot to each other. Let me just fix my head here for my epic stance. Cue ensuing panic.
Seeing the ease at which Dicey affected the world, Even was surprised to find herself feeling a little bit frightened of him. How could someone so small and innocent contains so much untamed power.
Opposing battle. I look the best, yes.
And now, even suddenly felt like she had the world on her shoulders. Could she solve the mystery of the king's murder?
What happened to the robots?
It's the Count! Ladies and gentlemen, the Count has won the role!
That's okay. We don't need giant robots. Bonk. The sword bridges. The sword bridges look cool. The
The only thing I
trenches.
can't predict are the rolls of the Queen's Dark Dice, but everything else I know.
What do you got for me?
Hi there, I'm Tea Time Tootsie. I used to be
Tea Time
King's
Tootsie.
master planner.
The master planner is named Tea Time Tootsie.
Hey, we don't choose our names, our parents did. Oh, well, the
That's
Nanny
fair.
Fortuna renamed me after my, previous master was murdered. I hear she likes tea. Every day I watch the battles and come up with the most thrilling stratagems for the next day. The only thing I can't predict are the rolls of the Queen's Dark Dice, but everything else I know.
You can't be that good at predicting this
Fair
chaos.
enough. Skepticism is healthy. Here, I'll prove it to you. Every day the dice is
It's
rolled,
true.
and every day
Skepticism is
one of
healthy.
the Colossuses moves.
I noticed.
Everyone noticed. But what everyone else has failed to notice is how the winning Colossus brings most of the robots he commands with it, and that leaves the area behind safer to traverse. Do any of the triples use this information? Perhaps attacking from behind on the day the dice favors them? No. Only I see it.
What do you guys think? Baroness, Count, or Duke? Whose side are we on? I mean, the Duke sounds like a softie. Count? The Count does have the coolest looking robot. That's fair. I bet that sort of sneaky move would please the paranoid Count.
By the order of Nanny Fortuna, I am not to work for either of them. Although I would be interested in learning more about the triplets for observational purposes only. Tell you what, if you meet them, come back here and describe them to me. There'd be a reward in it for you.
I love rewards. Oh, I see money in the background too. I will return with descriptions. Take care, Tea Time. That's a rough name. I love how Nanny Fortuna just being here like, your name's changed now. Here's a better one. You're not even anymore. You're obnoxious pest. Thorn in my side. Excuse me? Go get him, Dicey. Hold on. Which? Let's go to the Duke first, or the Count first. That is the Count's domain. Okay. Whoops. Come on, Dicey. The Count's domain.
Someone has entered your ruined castle, Your Grace.
I swear, it must be my bloody sister, the Baroness, or my fancy pants brother who thinks he's so much better than me.
Fancy
Sending their
pants
assassins
brother.
to smother me in my sleep. But this Count is awake and ready for you. You hear that, assassins?
This guy never sleeps, does he? His pointy hat's great. Matches his giant robot. Rule number 1 of video games. Every time you end a cutscene, look around. You'll usually find something to
All
shoot.
bets are off when you've got a new card from old Manny Dex, Esquire.
What's up, Manny Dex? He lives on caffeine and fear alone. True that. What do we buy? I kinda wanna buy another frog. Oh. We don't have enough for another crystal curse. Oh, we don't have enough for another frog either. Let's save up this time. Can I fire this cannon? Please? Dang it. Speaking of which, I did want to put that new card in my deck. Which means I need to get rid of one of these. Maybe a lucky draw, or let's get rid of one of Uma's Embrace. As great as they are.
The Count? I love that guy.
They're mostly helpful in that boss battle. The Count is... Oh, you love the Count?
You don't. He's great. There's definitely no downsides to the man. Everything he does is so grounded and normal. It's super normal to go even crazier because your imaginary friend Shmoo is missing.
Are you in denial?
Now that's something I'll absolutely deny. I definitely love the Count, and I'm not just saying this because I truly regret our leadership.
This guy's got 3 hats on.
Okay, I gotta go. If we talk too long, someone might think we're conspiring against him, which again, it's great. Can't wait until the Queen rolls her dice, and it's our time to fight and maybe die for him again. It's so great.
Do we go left or right, guys? Which way's plot, you think? Also, this bar guy is going literally insane. I'm gonna check out right. Oh, jackpot. Anything to shoot? I feel like the sprinting's not a whole lot faster. What do you guys think? This feels like some sort of puzzle I'm gonna have to deal with later. Have fun. Hello, Sir Count. Oh, dang it. I was just about to pull out my slingshot. Oh! This guy looks cool. Go, Dicey. Oh, I don't like them towards me. Oh, that's terrifying. Oh, he's in... Oh, he's in. Wow, he's hard to hit. Go, Dicey. Dude, he just took out Dicey. I didn't know they could actually hit Dicey. Stop it. Leave me alone. Stop bullying me. That was so close. What I see? Full hand. Shield, yes. One more, yes. Crystals, yes. Can I just have this, like, shooting at this guy? Heck yes. Ha! Get going, son. Don't even need to be there to take care of you. I do, however, need to utilize my slingshot here. the damage boost on it. Bruh, did I just take out this guy with my poison toad? Full hand, let's go. A bomb. And a sword, maybe. Oh, mace. Let's go mace. We'll save the bomb. Should we save the arrows? We'll save the bomb. We're just gonna use this while it's still up. Why should I used it on the bird over here? Oh, it's up. Okay. Who wants to fight? Oh, birds, I don't want to fight you. I changed my mind. Dicey, stand on that, please. I'm leaving this one. Ouch, I should have dodged. Oh, I have Uma's Embrace. Die, son. Dicey, go for it. How did the bird get in here? Oh, well there goes that. That's great. Okay, we'll just actually both of you give that throw hands. The music is vibing. We'll reduce everything. Yes, shoot. Pin this. Take a potion. Place a bomb. I think right here's a good spot. If we, that might not be far enough back. But I want both these guys to stay within range. Did that hurt us? I can't tell. It killed Dicey. Oh shoot, it killed Dicey. What if I don't want to fight those guys? Like, what if I just send Dicey in? And then I close it. Oh shoot, I let the bird in. Okay. This one. Crystals. Yeah, let's heal up. Just 'cause I don't know if more are gonna spawn. Get hit, bird. Good, I see. Thank goodness you have like infinite slingshot ammo, because that's nice. Excuse me, sir. I love this little dance farce, but I'm trying to smack you. Ouch. Wow, this guy's got some, like, dodging moves, though. It's hard to hit him without getting hit. Perfect. Use jammed? No, it's not. Let's throw hands. Okay. Shield. You know, I really like the poison frog. But we only got one, so let's go with arrows, I think. So we can shoot these guys from afar. Like this darn bird. It's gonna be a pain in our side. And then we can dodge this guy, hopefully. Oh my god, this is gonna be so hard to hit. Dicey, let's get out of here. Let's go deal with this bird instead. Go back. Dicey. that bird dodge that? Stop. Land. Another shield. Do we want to go another mate? Oh, let's reduce everything. Potion heal. We'll save the bomb. Go mace. Dicey goes down on the button. Does it not trigger it? Oh, shoot. How do I... Whoa. Oh shoot, they're both in. Oh shoot. I want one of you guys to come in, please. There. Oh shoot, they're both in. Okay, well, we can fight two of them, it's fine. Let's go, blade swinging! How does that not knock these guys back? Like, that's not fair. At least it staggers them enough. Please say that was the end. Yes. Monies!
You're here to kill me, aren't you?
Well, I'd be pretty good at it if I was. No, sir, I want you to live forever and
then die by your traitorous hand?
I don't think that's how living forever works. Stop, I want to help end this war.
War? Have you ever marched out into a battle, little girl?
What do you think I'm doing here? Where do you think I just came from?
I don't know. Assassin school? Unlike you, mysterious interloper, I have been in battle every day in my mind.
It's fair. Impressive, my liege.
You're being obsequious. You're being
What
kind
does
because you
obsequious
want me to let my guard down and then kill me.
Count, I'm literally
Kids
a child.
can be assassins. I've heard of it in
From
stories
who?
that may or may not have been based on truth.
If I promise not to assassinate you, will you tell me how I can end this war?
End it? How can you end it when the Colossus has already moved more than once today? This war is only heating up.
Is there anything you need, Count?
What do I need? Everything! My bodyguard is dead, the war goes poorly, and then well, and then poorly again. And on top of that, Count Shmoo has been kidnapped.
Who's Count Shmoo?
The third of his name, yes. He was stolen from me by the vicious Baroness, my meanie of a sister. Shmoo is like a son to me, and I haven't been able to sleep since he was taken. Do this for me, and I shall give you something. How do you like that?
Your bodyguard and stuff?
Nishka, the only one I could trust besides my father. She disappeared when he was killed, but you're in no shape to replace her, child.
Dicey's right. Nishka was your bodyguard too?
She was the whole family's bodyguard. She was great. Or so I thought until she let one of us, not me, kill my father.
Do you know what happened to the murder weapon?
Of course. Obviously I would keep track of that.
Obviously.
Someone took it. A little bird whispered that it's locked up in the head of the broken Colossus that used to be my father's. It should be collecting ashes somewhere in the battlefield. Why? Was someone going to use it to assassinate me?
Probably. You know what? Yeah.
Ha! Fools! I'll see that robot head coming a mile away. A truly amateurish attempt at political murder.
Truly. The war goes poorly.
War bores me. It's just, oh no, this person died. Oh no, this other person died.
Same.
Tell me when I've died and then I'm interested in avoiding it, obviously.
Same. Nishka, your bodyguard is alive. Will you come with me and visit her?
Even if she's alive, that leaves my lands undefended and myself open to assassination. Ha! It'll never happen.
Okay,
so that's the deal. Find my plushie, and I'll give
Schmooze a
you...
plushie. What's the most memorable thing you've got?
You know what? Sure, you can have it. It's creepy anyway. It's a black pinky taken from the scene of the crime of my father's murder. 'Tis yours if you recover Shmoo for me.
That is creepy.
Deal?
Deal. They probably didn't even go to Assassin's
The
School.
Count
You're
was an
right.
odd duck.
Amateurs indeed.
And a paranoid duck too, come to think of it. But Even was now one step closer to triggering Nishka's memories. And possibly, just possibly, ending this war in freedom.
Sup, homie?
Bold of you to be just running around here.
It's pretty easy. Watch this. Ugh, the Count. I can't stand that guy. I thought everyone here in Highbat Haven loved him. You thought wrong. How would you like to live under a guy? I wouldn't, you're right. Who sees assassins under every leaf and behind every noise? Well, you know, probably went to Assassin's School. I heard he was so scared of his shadow that he ordered it cut off. It was probably the Shadow Man. Yeah, it's simply grand that this man is in charge of all of us. He must have some good sides. Well, he's insane, and in that, he's consistent. That's fair. So we have that going for us, at least. Watch your step out here, kid. Will do. Let's go, Dicey. 3 again. The Duke's turn. I like the body with his head staying in place as he swings around. That's fun. Really epic posing going on. I don't know. The pose off, it's a hard trade-off, you know? The Duke really had like the weight behind his pose.
Country compatriots, let yourself eat cake, for now arrives the winner of the role, the Duke.
Town Crier sounds like Nanny Fortuna a little bit. I like how we whistle at Dicey. So he understands Manny! The Royal Nostalgia. Looks like we need a key. What's up, Manny? 380, let's go! I think I can go for the crystal one, you guys. I can go for balls, let's go! Alright guys, I think we're gonna go for damage this time because we've been doing cheat and hazard a lot, I feel like. It's the Shadow Man! Let's go! What the Shadow Man got? The Shadow Man's poisons even weapons. Wow, I can read. Shadow Man poisons even weapons. Each hit poisons the smitten adversary. The spell lasts for 30 seconds. Poison cards, that'll be handy. I think we'll save for that next. Four Town's Revenge. Summon the vengeful spirit of Four Town. It moves slowly, damaging adversaries caught in its path. I wonder if it's similar to the Critical 20, where you kind of just send it off and it goes. The Shadow Man looks cool though. Like, look at his background. Sorry, I'm flipping a lot. It's like green. It's pretty cool. Thanks, Nanny. I want to go to the Royal Nostalgia, but it looks like it's locked. Wait a minute. Who do you think that is? Is that the character from the beginning? From the very opening cutscene of the game? If so, what is she doing in a portrait in Threedom? I'll be back, Manny. Don't you worry. I am racking up the treasures. Can I go this way? No.
Poor Even. You still don't know how to say what you want.
What?
Hello, Even.
How do you know my name?
You're not asking the right questions.
Do I know you?
You're still not asking the right questions. But I wonder if you can help me, Even. My sisters. The children of the king aren't the only triplets in Threedom. In the middle of this war, my twins disappeared, unlike you. I feel like a part of me is missing. Can you find them for me?
What do they look like?
That's not important. You'll know them when you see them. After all, you knew me.
No, I don't. What? What did you say your name was?
If you find them, tell them to meet me at the safe spot, over by the sword bridges. Find us there once we're all gathered, and I will have something for you.
What? If you want my help, I need to know more.
You'll find us among the teapots, in the trenches, and under the ground. I hope to see you again, Even.
Cryptic and spooky, but okay. I hope to see you again, too. Hello, sir. Let me guess, can't go this way. Little girls are not allowed. I'll just stay here, actually. To the Duke's domain, I guess. Maybe we will die in this bit of battlefield. Alright, guys. Looks like a hair symbol. Do you think it's the top of his head or his sick-looking mustache? The polls are rolling in now. I wanted to talk to this guy, not
Sir, a
cutscene.
thousand apologies, sir, but your meat
Bummer, not a
cake
mustache.
was burnt in the chef's oven.
A cake flambe? Oh, how delightfully decadent. I'll take the whole thing.
But sire, it's burned to a crisp.
Ooh, a new flavor I haven't experienced for years. What an amusing diversion. Have chef serve it to me at dinner, and if he refuses, kill him. And then yourself.
Yes, sir.
This guy's psycho, dude.
The Duke certainly lived in style. Oh, it was all a show. And the horrors of war did sometimes bleed through the artifice the Duke had constructed. But if he ever noticed it, he certainly never let it show.
I'm having a ball. Simply a great time.
I like your beard. Cake for breakfast, cake for dinner, cake for lunch, cake for snacks, dude. Sign me up. I used to really like cake. I really did. I actually don't like cake, you guys. Cake for every meal sounds awful. Oh, that's the Duke right there.
You don't fit in here, my dear.
How astute of you to notice. I'm new.
Yes, I expect you are. We don't get many visitors here, and those that come tend to be unable to leave until the party ends. Which, of course, it never does.
I guess party
Have you
never
tried
ends.
the cake?
No. should I? Don't worry, Duke, I'm not trying to assassinate you. I'm just in it for the riches. Oh, I couldn't eat another bite of cake. But if I don't, the Duke would be so offended, so down the hatch. Hopefully you guys appreciate me reading out the words that are not being said in English. I try and make it as listenable as I can, although I'm sure my voice is wonderful to listen to. So, do you think this distraction is working? Distraction? This performative opulence, all here to distract from the horrors of endless war. But I haven't forgotten. I don't expect I shall ever forget. Every day, here we are, celebrating, dining like gluttons, pretending nothing's wrong, as if the world wasn't better before our Lord was assassinated. And if the Queen really is so all-powerful, why doesn't she fix this? Agreed. Why does she allow this war to continue? Oh, I speak out of turn. Forgive me, darling. It's fair, fish person. You needn't mention this conversation to any of your little friends, yes? I don't have friends. Of course. What a lovely girl. Whoa, I just phased into her. Oh no, I phased into that tapestry. Never mind. Someone's crying. Cool. I think I've met your brother. Excuse me, but I think I've met your cousin, the Bellringer? Sorry, not brother. Oh my gosh, yes, I haven't seen him since the dreadful war began. That sucks. He just wants you to know he's thinking of you. He misses you. I miss him too. One day the old family bell will ring again, and that will be the end of this foolish war. I thought I'd love eating cakes all day, but sometimes when you get what you want, you realize you didn't want it at all, and then all you want is to go home. Thank you, child. You're welcome. Monies. Do good deeds, kids. You get money out of it. Good pays. Also, breaking pots. If that's anything I've learned from video games, is break every pot. Even if you're in a stranger's home. Let them eat cake, the Duke says, but then doesn't tell you how it's mandatory. I tell you, child, when I overindulge and food returns from my mouth, it comes out with sprinkles on top. Yikes, bro, yikes. I'm not happy about it. Happy about it at all. What do you guys say? Let's go talk to the Duke. Oh, hold on, there's another pot to shoot. I love how I can snipe these things. Well, maybe. I love how I can snipe these things literally across the room. Ah, Sir Duke, sir.
You may approach.
Oh, thank you. I'm looking to stop this war and save a friend.
What? You make a demand before a proper introduction?
Oh,
No. I shall not speak to such impertinence. Leave, and return only when you can greet me properly.
I apologize. Whoever the Duke hired as a baker must be rich. Yeah, if he's getting paid at all. Kind of sounds more like he's under threat of, like, death.
A pleasure to make your acquaintance, child. Look at you, child. Why, you might as well be dressed in rags. Who are you? And what brings you here?
I like the way you talk. I'm seeking an audience with the Duke.
Oh no, child. That is not how you introduce yourself in conversation. You must always curtsy first.
Oh. Like this?
Oh no, heavens no. You want just a slight bob at the end, child. It's always so unseemly when a lady goes down too far and then snaps her head up like a drinking bird. Here, like this.
Please show me Marjorie Von Feud. Oh, like this.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful, yes. Perfectly wonderful. Now, what did you want to discuss?
Can you teach me more etiquette?
Oh, heavens, yes, I could. However, I won't.
Oh, okay
I'm
then.
much too important to be a schoolmaid to some roustabout.
Much too important for me, huh?
Well, I never.
Well,
Look
I
at
never.
you. You're the spitting image of an unskilled laborer. Perhaps a chimney sweep?
I'll take that as well, you're the spitting image of a jerk.
I never.
That's the wrong thing to say, you guys. Anyone else more pleasant I can talk to? No? Okay then.
Look at you. You're the spitting image of an unskilled
I
laborer.
wish to speak to the Duke about
Perhaps
this wall.
child, no. You simply can't address people this way. You must always use
The
their
most
titles.
esteemed Lady
For
Legault.
example, I am to be addressed as my most esteemed lady.
My most
And the
esteemed.
Duke is your Imperial Majesty, rightful Lord of Freedom. Without
But
the
of
right
course.
titles, none of us can possibly be expected to respond to you. It's a simple matter of respect.
Thanks to my most esteemed
You're very
lady.
welcome, little lady.
Oh, hello.
Hello, darling. You're a long way from home, aren't you?
Theodora Spades. Yeah, actually.
Poor dear. Well, I hope you find what you're looking for. Run along now.
Are you going to teach me some fancy etiquette?
Hello, darling. You're a long way from home.
Oh,
no,
hi.
darling. That's not how you address a superior. In this kingdom, whenever you meet someone of a higher station, you must always begin by saying, begging your forgiveness, sir or madam.
I beg your forgiveness, madam.
There you go, darling. Now go on, run along.
Why, thank you, sir or madam.
You may approach.
Why, thank you, your esteemed highness. As I can
Yes.
begging for a slice of your cake. Begging your forgiveness.
So,
Your Imperial Majesty, rightful Lord of Freedom. I like you, fancy person. Oh, eater of cakes, you thrower of extravagant parties.
oh.
Allow me to introduce myself with the utmost humility and respect. I am an even.
Well, now. Finally, some respect around
Dude,
here.
his sleeves are like
Well met, Lady
have gaps.
Hazel. What brings you to the company of the Duke, the one and only rightful ruler of Freedom today?
Well, your Royal Highness. can you tell me about Nishka?
Our old bodyguard. Oh, heavens, what is there left to say? She protected us until she didn't. And my dear father paid the price. I haven't heard from her since. She's dead and gone, I suppose.
I suppose. She's alive. Will you visit her with me?
Oh, good for her. I should send her a cake. Only we haven't one to spare. You understand?
I don't.
No. I couldn't possibly leave the castle. The horrors of war wait outside, child, and I can't have my
like
people
that.
remembering them.
Could you give me something to show her to help her remember?
No, out of the question. I have only your word that she's even alive, and we've just become acquainted.
That's fair.
Then again. All right, I, in my infinite wisdom and appetites, have decided to do you a favor.
You're so kind.
I will give you something of extreme value if you will in turn do me a favor first.
But of course.
There is a portrait of me here. Certainly, you've noticed my beauty, my handsomeness, my regal demeanor.
Certainly.
I am there with my father, his favored child. However, part of the painting is missing. When we split our lands after my father died, the Count took control over the old royal nostalgia. I'm sure the second half is there, and it proves that I was father's favorite. Return with it to me, and you shall be rewarded.
I have more questions. Is this really how you live?
What other way is there to live? What? As a commoner? We've already got plenty of them, I'm afraid. But there's only one me. I owe it to my people to be the most me I can be. Pass me some sweets, will you?
How's the war going?
What is there to say? The dreadful thing drags on, my insolent siblings refusing to give any quarter. But they'll come to their senses at some point and surrender. But until then, sweets do make the time pass more pleasantly.
She's only
Don't
got
you
3
agree?
fingers. 2 fingers and a thumb, actually. Random observation. How did your father die?
Well, I didn't kill him, if that's what you're asking. I found him dead, with the murder weapon still sticking out of him.
Gasp. What happened to the murder weapon?
Oh, you know how things grow legs and walk off sometimes.
What?
Metaphorically speaking. I think
I'm worried.
one of my lovely spies told me someone locked it up on Father's robot's head.
It's like
giant, beastly thing. I'm afraid that robot is long gone. Probably turned to scrap by now.
turns out the weapon's just the False Knight's weapon from Hollow Knight. Crawls off on its own.
Well,
How
I
did your
didn't
father
kill
die?
him, if that's what
Oh,
you're
wait,
asking.
is that what I just asked?
I found him dead, with the murder weapons.
Yeah,
One of my lovely...
Do you have Shmoo, the Count's plush thing?
Shmoo? The Count's dreadful plush thing? Heavens, I can scarcely recall what we did with it. The Baroness launched it into our territory a few moons back. Heaven knows why.
The Count accused her of stealing it from him. He just wants it back for cuddles.
No, I have no doubt. My soldiers found it during one of our training marches. I thought it would destabilize him, perhaps lead us to victory, but no, it just made him shriller. We can hear him sometimes, you know, even over the chamber music.
Hush.
Oh, I remember now. When I realized it was useless, I had Shmoo thrown in the cellar of the old castle dungeon. The castle is long gone now, replaced by a battlefield, but the basement may still be out there somewhere. He's yours if you want it. I have no use for something so depressingly pedestrian.
How kind of you, the Duke.
Wonderful! Remove that rubbish from my kingdom, child.
But of course. What will you give me to get you out
Nothing.
of your kingdom?
He's rubbish, child. You want to dirty your hands with him? That's your business. I'd rather dirty these royal hands with nothing heavier than cheese frosting.
Same. Love me some cream cheese frosting. Well, I couldn't get anything out of it. I have to go, Duke. Don't sound so put off by me leaving. Okay. A bronze ornamented creature who's sworn its life to unlock one particular lock. I don't like the idea that keys are sentient. Let's roll some dice. Let's see if we can talk to all the twins before we end this stream. Get 'em, Baroness. Straight in the pelvis. Little high, but it's fine. Her stance is kind of the weakest of them all, I think. Gives her the vibe of she thinks she just won the war when she barely bopped them. I don't think she even hit like a severe, like she kind of like butt-ended the Duke's robot. Didn't even hit him with the real sharp part. Well, it was pleasant talking to all of you, and I hope to never see you again. You're supposed to be gone, sir. I rolled the dice. Sir. I'll just hear action. Can I get this guy to move? Do I gotta go roll the dice again? Well, I can't, so... Well, who's making that awful noise? The Duke, maybe? I did not unlock the door that needed a key yet. Which I guess would make sense, would be the next place to go. I kind of thought that would be a later thing. You know, go investigate all the triplets first and then go unlock the key. Oh, looks like we might actually still be able to do that. Just because we don't have super long on the stream, so I was thinking talk to the Baroness, figure out her story, what we can do for her, and then end the stream and start with the Rememberatorium or whatever it was called later. Let's get some poison, my dudes. Should buy a bigger potion next time too. And let's get that in our attack. How much is the poison cost? Where is it? It only costs one. Maybe take off a lucky draw. Throw in some poison. Just because we have like 2 pins now, so we can always pin a lucky draw.
Deals here. Get your deals here.
I'll take a deal. Oh, you're doing business in the trenches?
Well, it's good for business. Everybody needs something in a war.
That's
that means
fair.
you can jack up your prices like crazy. Oh, why? I mean, jack up the deals on your prices like crazy. Everything must go, kid.
So I only trade with my second best pal, Manny Dex, who's my first best pal.
I can tell
Dicey.
you this much, kid. You'll change your mind. Everyone comes to trade with me eventually. It's
That's
the beauty of war, kid. Everybody needs something, and I've got something for everyone.
You're a business person doing
You're
his best.
darned right I am.
Side quest?
Life never goes the way you expect, does it? Hey, kid. You want to hear a story?
Yes. Sure, I like stories.
Oh, good. You're showing an old soldier a kindness,
Arthur
kid.
Stout.
There's a saying in Freetown, bad luck comes in threes. Well, it was right. I was there in the first battle, the first time the triplets fought, right after the king died. It was savage. The triplets, I didn't hold anything back. It was as fierce and as destructive as the dice maker's own fury. And when it was over, well, that's just it, isn't it? It never ended. We're still fighting those same battles every day. And me, I'm just about out of fight. Life never goes the way you expect, does it? All at the whim of a dice roll.
I lost my sister because of a dice roll. I'm looking for her.
Everyone's looking for someone here. Me? I'm looking for my brother Henry. Lost him somewhere in the Duke's territory, or running away from the machines. I'm sure he's alive, though. I see him in my dreams, though he doesn't see me. Stay safe out there, kid.
We could run back to Duke's and go find Henry, but I'm thinking we keep moving because we'll probably end up going back there eventually to give him his picture and stuff. Even more. Oh, hey, we're back at the Sword Bridge. I've met the Count.
You have? Describe him to me.
How did we describe the Count? Mad, bad, and dangerous to know. He sees assassins around every corner, which at least means he's always fully prepared to avoid being assassinated. He pursues not getting assassinated with an intensity that could dim out the sun, but I gotta admit, he makes it work. Do we want to make him sound good? Maybe mediocre? Let's go mediocre.
That's just logical of him. Thank you. The more I know about him, the more I can build an accurate, predictive model of his behavior.
I've also met the Duke.
You have? Describe him to me.
Like the laziest person you ever met was somehow also the most powerful person you ever met. He wants to experience every aspect of life to the fullest, and I honestly can't fault him for that. He's soft and coddled, and I'm amazed it has lasted as long as he has, but he inspires loyalty. I think the middle one again.
That's our Duke. Thanks. All this information helps my strategies become even more unstoppable.
I'll continue my quest. So there's another guard here. Blocking our way to the Baroness. Which is inconvenient. So we can head back to the Duke's domain and find Henry, I think. Or we can go check out the key area. But we don't have a lot of time left for stream. What do you guys think? Coins. Double checking everything. Got super turned around there. I believe I checked this area. Just looking for cellars.
The 3 robots out there always just destroying things. They don't care for our kind, you know. Those step on.
I feel like there was a faster way to get to the Dukes. That's definitely plot stuff. Sorry, Manny. Also, Manny be everywhere, dude. Like, we just saw him, and then we just saw him. We also need to find more terrifying children. Hello, sir. Is your name Henry?
You don't fit in here, my dear.
Oh, it's this guy. Don't tell anyone, but I'm actually a
Oh,
runner.
I most certainly will not. Anything to break up the tedium of war and these endless parties. Why, you may be our only hope, dear.
That's fair.
My brother, Arthur. You remind me of him. He was a soldier, and I see the same determination in your eyes, child. Ah, I do wonder what's become of him.
I think I've met him. He misses you too.
Well, dear, aren't you a ray of sunshine on a rainy day?
I sure hope
My
so.
only brother, still out there? Thank you. You've raised this old fool's spirits.
I sure hope so. Ah, heck yeah. New cards. That's the 5 coins I needed. Quick to Manny. We'll go buy some stuff for Manny. Reorganize our deck a little, and then be ready to open the gates next week. Next Wednesday. I think I wanted a bigger potion, right? Yeah. I don't think I really want to put the time bubble in. It's not all that great. How much does a bigger potion cost? Yeah, it is more expensive because I could replace the potion I have. Oh, I have 2 in there, so I might replace one of these with a big one. Just because we do have some luckies and some dice wheeler boons in there. I wish I could have more than 15 in my deck. It's so hard to choose and make a good loadout. But, you know, if I'm ever struggling, that's what you guys are here. Help me build my decks all great. So I think we are going to call it there. We got lots done. We finally beat Royam first try too, which was great. Finished up 2 town. Got Seymour, his eyeballs back. And then explored most of Freedom, except for this new area. We still need to meet the Baroness, but we've met 2 of the triplets. Gotta say, I think so far the Duke is my favorite. He's a little pompous, a little uppity, but, you know, also seems the least insane out of all of them, so, you know. let's get some more chill lo-fi music going. Give it a minute to load. Hopefully you guys enjoyed today's stream. I don't know if I already said that. And once I refresh this, I'll send you guys off to enjoy some wonderful lo-fi and have a great rest of your evening. He did win the posing contest as well, which is pretty great. Yeah, he had the nice bounce and the like confidence, you know, that didn't feel like he was flaunting too much. He just was pretty great. I will hopefully see you guys next week. Bye.